DJ Mickey.
DJ Mickey in the company, of course. You're locked on to Saturday Shakedown. And joining me in studio, my guest today, Mr. Isaac Blackman. Top of the morning to you, sir.
Morning to you. Morning to Trinidad and Tobago 98.1. Love, blessings. Good to be here. Ooh, I had a long journey, but I'm here.
Yeah, he had a long journey. A little late, you know. He's a South man. And just last week, I was boasting that South people are always early.
Oh, boy.
Better late than never, right?
Yeah,
so tell us, what have you been up to, man? It's been years since you've been in our studios.
Yes, man. Things been good, man. I've been working, doing a lot of productions. Mm-hmm. Well, probably if you don't know by now, but I'm a producer, singer, songwriter. So I have a lot of hats.
Yeah.
So I've been doing a lot of work with the girls band, doing a lot of production, doing a lot of traveling, performing. I've been back up on my solo career almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so now I branch out as Isaac Blackman, and my band is called Gamma-Ray.
Gamma-Ray,
like
okay.
A Gamma-Ray burst.
Okay.
It's just something that defines my ministry, which is one of like a lot of light and power and a lot of energy, because a Gamma-Ray burst is one of the biggest explosions of light in the universe. That explains the concept and the name of the band. Going as far as God take us, stretching beyond the boundaries of the usual arena. So you've been stepping out and doing the work, man. So God has been good, and I'm really grateful and continue to work.
Now, other than being a musician, artist, producer, you failed to mention that you're a daddy.
I am a daddy. For sure. Good morning to my wife, Dixian, and to my two sons, Daniel and
Two
Zachary.
sons?
Yes.
Ooh, I've been out of the loop.
So yes, that has consumed me as well, So that time, you need that energy, which is family.
Yeah.
So I've been putting a lot of energy into that area, which is a beautiful thing, So my first son is already started preschool.
Okay.
So they're growing fast.
What are their ages?
One is almost 3. One is almost 3. One is 2 and 3/4. And one is 2, and one is just about 1.5.
And how many are you aiming for?
I'm very grateful for God for what I have right now.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right, look, did you change the Pampers?
Oh, yes, I did. Up to yesterday, last night.
How was that experience? How was your first experience changing Pampers?
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. Actually, I almost threw up. It was on my wife. Dixie was laughing at me, and I was like, "Do not laugh." And she think I'm joking. I'm not. I can't breathe.
Yeah.
There's all the air on into the room, and he's smiling, and I'm like, "Dad, what you eat?"
Tell us about, you have a new song to drop on the station, but before that, you recently came out with an album.
Yes.
How has that been going so far?
Good, man. Good. The album has been going good. There's a lot of a lot of respect and love for the whole package production. I worked really hard on this album, and that's almost a year already, a year and something already.
Almost a year.
Yeah, it's going. Yeah. It's a year. Almost going to a year and a half. So time passed. So World Change has been doing well. People love it. So just stretching forward and going into new shows and introducing new work, and
of course the songs on the album are still fresh.
Yes,
they're not old, they're not stale.
Yeah,
they're still relevant.
Yes,
and that's a beautiful thing. I love the artwork. I mentioned that to you. Man. I love the artwork behind it. It's all well and good.
It's all good, man. So big up to Design by Spirits. They are the ones who are responsible for the artwork and the concept. Yeah, man. Design for the concept, So in backing up and continue to promote and get the album out there, making sure the message is there.
Definitely.
And going forward, man.
How is your music received outside of Trinidad and Tobago?
Great. They always have an overwhelming response outside of Trinidad, because it's very new still for people, and people appreciate things differently, when you're abroad, because you are foreign, just the way how we embrace a foreign act for foreigners here.
Yeah.
I'm embrace the same way. In some countries they make you feel like stay like a god, but I live here, yes, because but home is home.
Yeah.
So we always have to return home to the place where we belong.
DJ Mickey.
Saturday Shakedown.
Back Back again with you guys, DJ Mickey and your company. 14 minutes at the top of the hour. Of course, we're sitting live and alive in studio with Mr. Isaac Blackman. Good morning once more, sir.
Morning again.
Now, those of you who don't know, he's battling with the virus a bit, yeah?
Yeah, man, well, we victorious in Jesus' name.
Yeah? Now, share with us something about your ministry, the journey, back in the early days.
You know, those of you all don't know, back in the day, I was started singing, and since I was like 3-4 with the family, you know, Nilat Maj, everybody, you know, Mommy Shoty I, Sheldon, the whole clip. You know, it's a long journey, you know, but started ministry at a young age. I remember my first song, Jesus give us love, and that is what we need.
Yeah.
Jesus give us love, but please take heed. Love, love, love. Jesus give us love. I was 10 years old.
10 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my ministry started since then, you know, and it has grown and come a long way. You know, I just sometimes I want people to understand where my ministry, where it started, you know, and unfortunately at 16 years old, and the family, we and the country suffered a loss of our father. And I remember, you know, the questions came about whether we will continue, whether we will just, you know, people were watching to see whether we will hold on.
Yeah.
Whether we will go astray, do what we want, you know, and people somehow didn't understand the depth of our faith, you know, and specifically mine, because I'm here speaking today, you know, and my faith has remained strong. You know, I'm losing my father at 16 years was a really, you know, a serious time of a young man's life.
It's a traumatic time.
Yeah, you know, and that time where you're really now becoming a man, you know, now you're in their 16 years, you're now starting back upon being a man.
Yeah.
So a lot of knowledge and impartation, which, you know, was really needed at a point in time from my father, but he wasn't there. But his principles, and that he laid down, which is the principles of Jesus Christ and the principles and the teachings of the Holy Bible, would always remain with you, and it remained with me. And I continue, and I touch on this topic because a lot of people sometimes don't understand the nature of my ministry, you know, and I just want to clear certain things up as well to know how far back it started. And my dedication and commitment to my ministry remains 100%, you know. At this point in time now, I'm a man, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and God has taken me and kept me from since then to allow me to, you know, go through being a teenager, and started working from 17, 18 years. You know, at 18 years old, I became the leader of the Love Circle and took the family journey from, you know, having everything behind the scene, from band rooms to studios, the billing equipment, to manufacturing work, to creating albums.
A lot of you guys out there may not know, but when Isaac got his first mixing board, he called me on getting some advice on doing certain things with it. Yeah, so I remember this guys from back then. But share with us, how was it growing up with your brothers and with your siblings, your brothers and sisters, band practice?
Yes, man. You know, I was always, you know, dedicated. I was, at 13 years, I became the drummer for the band for Shoty I.
At 13?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was always a drummer at first. That was where I first started, you know. That was my strong point, me playing drummers. I've been the drummer at 6. I became the drummer band for the band at 13. And then when Shoty I died, Sheldon became the leader of the band. I played for Sheldon for a long time. So in terms of the band room, setting up, from getting ready for rehearsals, I was always, you know, knowledgeable of how everything went on, because I was responsible for making it happen.
And of course, you didn't stay with just playing drums, you branched across the other instruments.
Other instruments, no. As a producer today, I play bass, guitar, keys, and use the computer as an instrument as well to expand and truly express yourself as a truly multi-talented musician. But the journey started there. Something about leadership is about understanding those who lead and being humble and being able to follow and taking instructions. Yeah, and that's how you understand how things.
Was Sheldon a taskmaster?
I wouldn't say no. I think he did what he needed to do at the point in time.
You got the taps and the buffs when you needed it, right?
Yeah, but you know, it's for me, it's all about, you know, when you function in a particular way and you do what you need to do, those things are really less, because, you know, you're there, you know. So sometimes when you're not efficient and you need to get that, you know, that talk to straighten you up, you deal with that. But, you know, when you make your effort to be efficient and be reliable, it's important. to do that. So me being a band leader, when I became the band leader of the Love Circle, you know, I understood what it is was, you know, to instill that, to make sure that everybody was efficient and being there, make sure we were rehearsing, putting back into the whole infrastructure for
getting
the
the things that needed to get the job done,
because you understand what it takes to do it.
Nice.
You know, so yeah, man, that's what it does.
Now,
from there.
off the air, you mentioned to me some of the negative comments that you've been getting from people concerning your ministry.
Yes, man.
You want to share with us on that?
Yeah, man, I want to share that too, you know, because it's really important to know where the journey started and understanding my dedication and knowing, you know, not having my father around, having my heavenly father around was very important for me. And I established my own relationship with God and embark upon my own ministry, and I'm fully dedicated to that, you know, and I've done events, and, you know, specifically talking about the March on Monday event, that a lot of people raised a lot of questions pertaining to, people don't understand why I'm
concerning
there.
Your walk with Christ.
Concerning my walk with Christ.
What is he as a Christian doing there and stuff like that?
Yes, and all I say, you know, I ask people one question: where is light most effective?
In darkness.
Exactly. So what, as Christians, what are we doing to impact the world? What are we really doing? Are we going to stay fat in our comfort zone and expect everybody to come to us?
Yeah.
Or are we going to go out into the world and preach the gospel? A light, a city set on a hill cannot be hidden. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to have your light under the table.
Now,
put it on the table so that we give light
that
to
it could
all.
shine.
Exactly.
A couple of years ago, a friend invited me, or some years ago, in fact, not a couple. So a friend invited me to a crusade that they were having. I said, okay, where are you guys having the crusade? Oh, it's in the church. So I said, okay, but how could you have a crusade in the church? The unsaved man, they're not going to really come to that. You need to go out to them. And that's something that you've been doing.
I remember, you know, I look at Christ. Christ is my perfect example, you know. When Christ came to the earth, look where he went to choose his disciples. Where he went. Look at the men that he chose.
Yeah.
Why? You understand why? Because God sees the heart, you know, and the men that Christ chose to be his disciple wasn't the so-called conventional guy dude in the church. He understand men that understood struggle, you know, that know what it is to really face a hard life, but they are dedicated.
Yeah,
you know, when he walked the earth, how he came, when he walked the earth, you know, he was among, you know, I always remember Mary Magdalene, you know, and Christ, and how he was, and the way we socialize around these people. People say, hey, if you know what kind of people is that, he probably wouldn't be there. Christ knew what they were.
Yeah.
But all I know is that I remember, and I know when I was yet in sin, God's grace was sufficient for me. God's grace always pour upon me. So if the same God that we serve, his love is upon us, why we can't show that same love to people?
Right.
Because it's not by my righteousness that I am saved. It's not. It's by his grace. All we have to do is show people the same love that Christ showed to us. And that's the essence of my ministry. To show the same love that God showed to me, to everyone. Because I remember who my father was. The older folks would know who Ras Shoty was. And see him come to Christ, I will never forget that. You know what I mean? I know who my father was and the type of man my father was. And he came to Christ. So I can't forget that. And my ministry is targeted to people who was like that. And knowing that Christ changed my father and turned him around and did so mighty works in this country and all over the world.
Yeah.
And his ministry continued to me. I cannot be ungrateful for what God did and turn a blind eye on the people that need salvation.
Now, seeing some of the works that Ras Shoty I did, do you all have some plans of commemoration towards him?
The family right now is working on a Ras Shoty I International Music Festival. So it's in the making. We're really focusing. We would have a launch this year, and the date and time will come out pertaining to his birthday.
Okay.
We're celebrating his life, and next year we're going to a full force with the Ras Shoty I International Music Festival. You know, touching on all his work, you know, from then to now to his transition.
So that's going to be happening next year?
That's going to be happening next year.
Okay,
we're working on it now. It's like happening this year.
Yeah.
But the aim is next year, but we're going to be launching it
all right
from this year. And so look forward for that, to continue the work from since back in the day to now, you know, because it's two different persons. You know, there's Ras Shoty and Ras Shoty I.
Right.
There's the Calypsonian, there's the Soca man, and then there's the Born Again Man.
Right.
You know, so it's a
Mr.
long process.
Jamu.
Mr. Jamu. So we have it's a lot of work. So over the years we're going to be unveiling a lot of his work. But you know,
And what does 2013 have in store for Isaac Blackman?
Big things. You know, I am backing up on a whole bunch of collaboration, new releases, new videos are already going to launch. There's a new video. This song that I'm about to play here, the video is coming out in days. It's already shot. I'm in backing on great new tours ahead with the band Gamre. Look out for us all on the web. Like up the video on the Facebook, on the YouTube. So we're going forward, man.
And quickly, if someone needs to get in contact with you, how could they? Management?
Yes, management. You could also hit me up at isaacblackman@gmail. You could always go on isaacblackman.com and send your notes and messages. I'm also on Facebook. Not all the time, but I'm there.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll be sure, man. Yeah,
all right, so I want you to launch this brand new track, this track, on The Promise Frequency, Isaac 98.1
yes,
FM.
Man. God blessing you, blessing me, blessing everybody. Whole day. Let me go.
And this is how we shut down the Shakedown. Music from Isaac Blackman, Blessing Me. Until next week, God's willing people, DJ Mickey, I'm out.